Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys are top spot for former $96 million Pro Bowl receiver, analyst. The Dallas Cowboys have had a quiet offseason and are receiving plenty of suggestions for potential moves. Dallas released starting receiver Michael Gallup in March 2024 and have done little to replace the veteran. ESPN's Matt Bowen put together the top landing spots for the best remaining free agents. The analyst has the Cowboys as the top potential landing spot for former New Orleans Saints star receiver Michael Thomas. When healthy, Thomas can still uncover and work multiple levels of the field, Bowen wrote in a May 20, 2024 story titled, Best NFL Team Fits for Remaining Free Agents, Trade Candidates. However, the injury concerns are legit, as the 31-year-old wide receiver has played in just 20 games over the past 4 seasons. And while Thomas could wait until after camp start to find the best landing spot, let's focus on Dallas as a possibility. He could make an impact there on a 1-year deal. In Mike McCarthy's offense, Thomas could compete with Jalen Tolbert for the number 3 role alongside CeeDee Lamb and Brandin Cooks, Bowen continued. He could align as a boundary X and show his ability to work the seams out of the slot. He caught 39 passes in 2023 for 448 yards and a score. The player that Thomas is at 31 years old may be a bit below his impressive resume as a 3-time Pro Bowler and 2-time All-Pro. After topping 1,000 receiving yards in his first 4 NFL seasons, Thomas has not reached 500 yards since 2019. Thomas's best season came in 2019 when the wideout notched career highs with 149 catches for 1,725 yards and 9 touchdowns in 16 games. Thomas posted modest numbers in 2023, 39 receptions for 448 yards and a touchdown in 10 appearances. Yet, the Cowboys would not be signing Thomas with the idea that the playmaker would still be a number 1 receiving option. Dallas already has CeeDee Lamb and Brandin Cooks on the roster, meaning Thomas would likely be sliding into the 3rd receiver role. The Cowboys' production after Lamb and Cooks drops off quickly on the team's current receiver depth chart. The Cowboys appear to be banking on Jalen Tolbert or Kavontae Turpin to take a step forward in 2024. Thomas would be much more of a proven commodity than either player, even if his production has dropped in recent years. It remains to be seen what kind of contract Thomas will command this offseason. Thomas previously signed a 5-year, $96.2 million contract with New Orleans that was slated to run through 2024. The receiver later inked a new 2-year contract with the Saints in 2023. The deal essentially became a 1-year, $10 million contract, voiding the remainder of his lucrative deal. New Orleans released Thomas in March as a post-June 1 cut, and the veteran has yet to agree to terms with a new team. Thomas finished last season on injured reserve with a knee injury. Consider Gallup's production in Dallas last season, 34 receptions for 418 yards and 2 touchdowns. It is reasonable to expect Thomas to be able to surpass this production, assuming the wideout's health checks out. At 6'3", 212 pounds, Thomas would also give Dallas a big red zone target. Israel Mukuamu looks to prove something in contract year. After 3 seasons, Israel Mukuamu has yet to make a name for himself with the Dallas Cowboys. Now entering the final year of his rookie contract, can the versatile defensive back finally climb the depth chart, or will he be lucky to even make the roster? Mukuamu was a 6th-round pick for Dallas in the 2021 NFL Draft. Playing both cornerback and safety at South Carolina, he was tagged as a safety initially but only appeared in 4 games. 2021 was Dan Quinn's first season as the Cowboys' defensive coordinator, and with that change came a lot of turnover at safety. With Dallas sorting through their options in Malik Hooker, Jaron Kearse, Donovan Wilson, and Damontae Kazee, Mukuamu was buried on the bench and mostly inactive on game days. With Kazee gone the following year, Mukuamu got more opportunities. He played in 15 games, mostly on special teams, but injuries led to an opportunity to be the team's third cornerback in their playoff game against the San Francisco 49ers. While the Cowboys went away disappointed in the outcome, Mukuamu showed well in the loss and raised hopes for what he might contribute going forward. Unfortunately, Mukuamu's third season didn't build on the momentum. A hamstring injury limited him in training camp and seemed to drop him off the radar, or at least back down the depth charts. With Darren Bland's meteoric rise, Mukuamu joined fellow 2021 draftees Kelvin Joseph and Nahshon Wright as afterthoughts at cornerback. And with Wanya Thomas coming on strong as safety depth, Mukuamu could only get on the field in a special teams capacity in 2023. Now entering this crucial fourth season, Mukuamu has to hope that his versatility gives him an edge over other depth options. The final year of his contract comes with about a $1.1 million salary cap hit, which is almost entirely erasable if he gets released. Unless the Cowboys are confident that they'll keep Mukuamu active for games, they probably won't carry him on the roster at that price. Cowboys' $39 million veteran deemed potential trade casualty. The Dallas Cowboys could shed salary cap space by unloading this productive veteran. In a list of creative ways to create more salary cap space, Bleacher Report mentions the idea of either trading or cutting veteran wide receiver Brandin Cooks as one of 3 ways to do so. Cooks is about to enter the final year of his 2-year, $39 million contract. The Cowboys can save $8 million by releasing Cooks after June 1. If the Cowboys must generate cap space to get extensions done, releasing wideout Brandin Cooks is an option, writes Bleacher Report. He was a serviceable number 2 receiver last season, but releasing him after June 1 would save $8 million in cap space. If the Cowboys had decent depth at wide receiver, the idea of unloading Cooks actually isn't a bad one. However, Dallas also released former starting receiver Michael Gallup during the offseason, which means they only have 2 established veteran receivers on the roster in Cooks and CeeDee Lamb. Bleacher Report mentions how the Cowboys' receiving options after Cooks and Lamb aren't exactly impressive with KaVontae Turpin, Ryan Flournoy and Jalen Brooks. Turpin has mainly served as a return specialist, Brooks caught just 6 balls during his rookie season and Flournoy is a rookie. However, there are veteran free agent receiving options, including former Pro Bowlers such as Michael Thomas and Hunter Renfrow. The internal options for replacing Cooks, which include KaVontae Turpin, Jalen Brooks and rookie Ryan Flournoy, aren't great. However, receivers like Hunter Renfrow, Michael Thomas, Randall Cobb and Richie James are available. The main reason behind the Cowboys potentially creating cap space is for the new contract of quarterback Dak Prescott. Prescott is on the verge of entering the final year of his contract and will likely command a new contract north of $50 million per year. For perspective, the Detroit Lions just signed franchise quarterback Jared Goff to a 4-year, $212 million deal, $53 million per year. According to Spotrac, Prescott's market value is $50.9 million per year across 4 seasons for a total of $203.5 million. While the Cowboys remain adamant that they want to get a new deal done to secure Prescott in Dallas, the longer they wait, the more they'll likely have to pay. It's clear Dallas has been frugal when it comes to spending in free agency, with their only notable signings being linebacker Eric Kendricks and cheaper veteran options such as running backs Ezekiel Elliott and Royce Freeman. The Prescott deal is obviously the biggest priority for the Cowboys entering training camp. However, Dallas is also soon due to sign stars such as Lamb and linebacker Micah Parsons to new contracts. While it's true the Cowboys need to start worrying about re-signing their 3 biggest stars to new contracts, there are always ways to manipulate the salary cap without releasing a key veteran in order to create more space. Furthermore, the idea of releasing Cooks, who is coming off of a productive season with 54 catches for 657 yards and 8 touchdowns, when the Cowboys are already lacking reliable options in the receiving games is just silly. Expect the Cowboys to keep Cooks around entering the 2024 season, considering their lack of depth at the wide receiver position. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandin Cooks? Leave your opinion in the comments.